Good morning, thank you for joining. This is Curvy Heart Face Painting. Today we're doing Dancing Groot. I'm just excited about that. We're going to be using our brown, which is in a container, which is kind of difficult for me to lift up, but just know we're using brown. We're going to use a tiny bit of blue. We're going to be using green. And we're going to be using yellow. And just to make sure that we are not going to be interrupted, let me mute my phone. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let me turn that on. Okay. You guys can let me know if you're having issues with seeing anything. I'm excited for Groot. So we're going to be doing our basic California melted black, our brilliant bright white. We are going to be using sponges. I like my stained ones because then I don't have to worry about ruining them. And I try to keep, I try to use white on only white clean sponges. So yeah, so we're going to be doing Dancing Groot in the pot today. It's a very crude drawing, but that's what I plan on doing. Let's see if I can live up to it. So I want to start with the background. If you guys watched like how I did the fish and the Winter Princess, I did like a little background. I'm going to try something like that today. We're going to take our handy dandy spray bottle and we're going to take our sponge. We're going to moisten it up. Moisten. You want to, after you get it damp, you want to squeeze it, make sure that that it goes all the way through. Now with this, I'm going to spray a little bit of the blue, the green, and the yellow. And I'm going to then take one of my handy dandy brushes. And we're going to get that sucker a little damp. And we're going to go from light to dark. So I'm going to be taking the yellow and I'm going to be painting onto the sponge like that. Now this is just for background color enhancement. You do not have to do this. I just saw some pieces because I was curious how other people did Groot, because I've never painted Groot before, and some of them had like some soft aftercare colors in the background to make it look like a dancing cloud. I'm like, oh, that would be really neat. And so I'm just taking some green now and I'm just applying that to the sponge. I'm applying at an angle. You can apply it in straight lines, whatever tickles your fancy. I just thought that it would be a little bit nicer at an angle, or I was just lazy and this is what I tended to do. So the blue is going to be a little bit aggressive, so I'm not getting that guy like super a lot. And I might even take some white and get that on him, so that way it's not like super dark and scary. Okay, so always test out on yourself before you do others. So we're testing. There you go. It's a little damp, but that's okay. I want it to dry slightly transparent. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be doing the brow line and a little bit on the cheek, like so. And I kind of want it to just like fade away. I don't want it to be super aggressive, so I'm going to take the dry part of my sponge and just dab the parts that I don't want super bright. Like that. It's like a dancing cloud. Very colorful dancing cloud. Alright. Kind of looks weird to me, but it won't look weird later on. But I think that's pretty. I don't know what I look like there, but it's interesting for sure. I don't like that little bit of blue that's right there. Okay, all right. Now, I want to get started on Groot. We're just gonna do a rough outline of him and let him dry, and then we're gonna go back and do details. So I'm going to take the same brush we just applied the paint to the brush with, because it's in my medium round brush, the one that, oh, I can't really see because of my henna. Let's see. my medium round brush. We're going to take that and we're going to get it a spray our brown, and we're going to just swirl around your paintbrush into your paints, because round brushes, remember, if you go back and forth, you could possibly damage the bristles, but if you go in a circle, it tends to intertwine them. Let me see if I can find a dark space. Okay, see, hey, it matches my henna. All right. Last night it was orange. Okay, so I am going to start with Groot's forehead. Groot's head, I was happening to see if my head was dry. Oh well. Okay, so we are going to have right here, and then we're going to go a little bit up a little bit, and we're going to slam that guy down, and then we're going to go another, and then we're going to come down. It's just a little bit of a upturn. I know this looks like total and utter nonsense, but what part of a talking tree man is sane? Alright, so I'm going to spritz that. This is the outline of our Groot, at least his head. Right, and we're going to bring it down, and we're just going to create his head. And if later, after it dries, I find that I want it to have a little bit more, be a little bit darker, or do a double coat, totally can. You can do whatever you want. So I'm getting my brown nice and wet, so that way it's easily applied. And so I'm going to have Groot's arms. Let's do Groot's body first. So I kind of want him to be right here. And it's okay, it doesn't have to be a perfect line because he's like a wisping willow. He's just out there dancing, getting his groove on. So I'm just gonna get him nice. And then this general area. Okay, I'm gonna put a pot right here. I might do that next just to get it out of the way. And then his arms. So we're gonna use my hairy eyebrow to my advantage. And we're just going to grab from his body and work our way up. Now, Groot does have some hands, so we can do very funny like that. And then later on, I was going to take my smaller detail brush and I was going to make like little lines go everywhere. So there's that. I want him to be a little bit more connected right here because I don't want to connect his neck too much to right here because I want him to be dancing and grooving. I don't want him to be like just a plain old stick. Nothing about Groot is plain. Alright, so this guy's over my eye, and then his other arm I'm gonna have under my eye. And so just like we did with this guy, we're gonna round out the armpit area. Armpit area. I know, I'm a kid. Alright, so we are going to go like that. And there you go. So one thing they always say at the beginning of the video, because life happens, is I hope everyone is at home and safe. And if you're an essential worker and you have to be out and about, I hope that your job is keeping you safe, or as safe as they can. With that, we're finished with Groot. My family, most of us are bus drivers. 3 of us work as bus drivers, so we have to stay home. But I hope you guys are able to be as safe as possible. If you hear background noise, it's because we're a big house and there's a lot of us, and as much as we try, you can't always control volume. If someone's getting some tea ready, or if someone's making coffee, or if the dog all of a sudden hears a squirrel outside and starts barking, I like that. It's been brought to my attention that I could edit that stuff out later on, but I don't really see a point. I mean, because y'all have lives too. Y'all have interruptions, and it's just a part of life, and I feel like it kind of makes me feel normal. Does that seem weird? But yeah, so pardon any extra noise you may hear. But like I said, I hope everyone's safe. All right, so now we're gonna do the pot. Now I'm going to bust out my orange for this one. I didn't think I was going to use it, but I want to. Should we do blue or orange? What color pot should we use? Thinking blue might be fun. Yeah, let's do blue pot. Let's say no to the red. All right, so I'm gonna dip this in the water and then tap it down on your dry towel, all right? And then we're gonna take our handy dandy blue and we're gonna spritzer. And then we're just gonna go back and forth. Remember, flat brushes, you can go back and forth. You don't wanna jab because then you're gonna break your bristles. And that's not really fun for anyone. And I must say, there are a lot of brushes out there and a lot of brush companies, but I face painted a lot and I'm face painting on myself now. And I still must say these brushes, I'm quite happy with them. So we're gonna load this up nice. It's a little damp, if you can see. It's a little wet. So I'm just going to dab it just a little bit on my towel because I don't want it to run dry. And then I'm testing it out on my skin. I'm happy with that. So we are going to now, we're gonna do the underpart. So we're gonna go from our smile line right here. And we are going to go around his base. Like that. And then we're going right here. And now I'm going to get into reapplying it. Make sure that it's easier to work with. All right. And we're gonna outline it, so don't worry. And we're gonna drop it on down. I don't know, I always love the outline look, but we're gonna fill it in and we're gonna outline it with white later because I'm trying to avoid black. Last couple episodes I've had a problem with that. But we're gonna need black for this this face paint. All right, I'm okay with this pot. He's not the main show here. But yeah, so he's not the main show here, so we're going to be doing that. And then now we're going to let this dry. Let's get started on Groot. I just want to get his face going. So I'm going to be taking our very whimsical brush. I know it looks a little haywire, that's what I call it. Whimsical is a better word for haywire. We're going to take that, we're going to spritz our black, and we're just going to spiral this bad boy. Just go wild. Coat it all nice. All right, and then I wonder what's going on there. Alright, so we are going to do a little outline. So we're going to have to come down here, like that, and we're just going to split it. And then we're going to go down right here, follow the things you've already made. So little indentations in the wood, just follow those. And now we're going to, if I can get my random stray hairs out of the way. Thought I worked those out with the pin, with my thing. So now we are just going to outline so I can see. It's okay if I got a little crazy with that line. I'll just put a little leaf at the end of it. I love Groot. He's the freaking cutest. I when Guardians of the Galaxy came out and Baby Groot was bigger, like huge, they had his head as a popcorn bucket, and I will pay the $18 for that popcorn just so I can keep that bucket. The bucket has been on my desk since that day. I love that bucket. And we are going to connect his jaw right here. Got a little thick right here, but that's okay. Now, I was thinking about adding headphones to them. Depends on how much time we have left once we get started. Alright, so as you draw, especially with detailing, your brush might get a little dry. So I just like to spray, like reapply the black, or try to reload it. And remember to always blink, or else your contacts might come flying out your eye. Okay, not too shabby. All right, now let's like lightly outline his hand. We're gonna let's see. We're just having fun. If anything, this is definitely a Bob Ross moment. Alright. Okay. And then now we can make his part. Just lightly run your brush over. You don't want to go too crazy. And then you can connect his head to his body like that. Oh, no, I got a little dry there. Connect his head. Oh, now I got a little too bold there. And then accidents happen. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I wouldn't suggest kids repeating that to their parents, but. And I'm just weaving because Groot has bark. He's not a straight and narrow. I'm just brushing. Just brushing. Oh, he's coming along. I'm excited. Let's see. I hope no one's having any allergies, because mine are starting to get to me, and I'm very impressed I haven't sneezed during this video. Alright. Now we're going to go in here, and we're going to put his arm all the way up to his head. Like so. And then remember, whimsical fingers, you can just extend. This could be a really scary Groot, but our Groot is dancing. Actually, just because I want to make sure he's dancing, we're gonna have some movement lines right here. To show he's shaking his roots, shaking his groove thing. Alright, now we're just going to trace his hand. Got a little crazy with the black right here. But, you know, it's a tree. If you look up funny pictures of trees, you will be surprised at what you see. They grow in all different ways. None two the same, which I think is kind of cool. Alright, here is our dancing Groot body. I'm going to finish with this. I'm going to try to outline this guy, or actually, you know what? Roughly rinse that brush because you still want it to have some black in it. We're gonna go back in with the brown and we're gonna just have some crazy lines happening. All right, we're just gonna go like whoosh. He's just having fun. He's letting all of his little twigs fly. I'm just lightly pulling from him. And just the brown. And if you want to add some more life to his fingers so they're not like just like hanging out there, they're actually doing something. You can add a little extra, just a little extra to him. Yep, you can just go a little haywire. Whimsical. All right. Now we are going to rinse that off. And we're gonna grab our small detail brush. This little blue guy. I wonder if because they're blue, if that means that's why they're detail brushes. Because they're only brushes that are blue. Food for thought. Okay, now we're gonna paint on some little leaves. So we're gonna get this guy. I must say, I'm very thankful for my family because they're very patient with me, and I'm like, I call the 8:55 alarm going, I'm about to start my video in a couple minutes, and they all like grumble and say okay. They're very cool. Just dab on for that little leaf right there, and a little leaf right here. We're just dropping this, kind of like the idea of just random little leaves as he's dancing, just flying about. Aww, I think those are so cute. Let's see, let's drop a couple right here. I was worried that they'd get lost in the green, but I think they're standing alone pretty well. Alright. Alright, I love that. And we're just gonna go up here and we're gonna drop a couple of leaves. I'm right now thinking about breakfast. What am I going to eat? A couple of egg whites sound good. Some spinach. You know, like your veggies. I've always been a fan of veggies. I feel like this is a little dark right here, so we're adding a couple of leaves to it. Just to brighten it up a little bit. And we're gonna drop a couple. No, I'm quite happy. Look, if you see. It's kind of cool. Alright, we're just gonna let that be. And you guys have such busy lives, and I totally get it. Or the kids are in school right now, totally get it. You know, just watch this when you can. Or whenever you're able to watch it, you know, I appreciate you giving me your time. And, you know, see the phone start to ring in. Okay, so we're gonna take one of our smaller round brushes, this guy. We're gonna get it wet a little bit, and then we're gonna go into our black. Look, that's gold. Cool thing, kind of like trickery, is some of the containers can hold other containers underneath. So I keep my good gold that I haven't touched yet planted underneath here so I don't mess with it. And I think it's gonna be a while before I need that one. Right. So it's slightly thicker, but this is one of my favorites to have the sharper point. Alright, so we are going to round off this pot. I was going to do this in white, wasn't I? Still can. You know what? Let that black line be. I'll go under it. So, we're going to clean off that. Make sure it gets nice and clean because we're going in with our brilliant whites. And just in case I didn't get all of it out, I'm just going around the side. Now always test on yourself if you're not positive. I think it could use a little bit more moisture. It'll just be a little wetter. So we are going to go around and front and bring it on down. I can't wait to hear what my nieces and nephews think of this. I love getting their impressions. I love talking to people about it. Most of the time, it's really for me, but if anyone wants to request anything, I'm more than happy to do it. Because then, you know, it's something. And I was sat down and made a huge list of everything I'm going to make. And oh my goodness, that list is long. I had to calculate how many contacts I have left. If I have 30 sets of contacts left, and I have so many face paints I want to do. Right now we're going to spell out Groot. This is going to be hard, but we're going to do it in kid writing because that's the only way I know how to write. Alright, so I'm going to stretch out my cheek. Very stick figure-y. Groot! Alright, you do not have to do that. I just thought it'd be cute because I had a big old pot with nothing, so. One of my favorite times is the eyes time. Let me measure my handy dandy pen. Oh, I think those would be perfect for 2 gigantic black eyes. Do I want that one or do I want this one? Maybe I should go a little smaller. Well, I think you should do the sky pattern. Alright, so we're going to take one of our brushes, any brush will do, and we're going to take it into the black paint. Those of you who've seen me do my eye technique, because this is totally cheat worthy, which I'm okay with when it comes to making eye sockets, because I am not good at doing exact shapes. We were just painting the tip of one of my paintbrushes. I'm just making sure it gets all nice and tickly on there. Right? And now we're going to take it and position on the forehead and go right here. Perfect. Right, now we're going to do it again to the other eye. But okay, we're going to line it up. This is somewhat difficult. Okay, look, our eyes. Yay! And it barely took any work. I love that. Okay, so we are going to go back and do white dots as soon as it dries. It's not dry yet, so we're not going to do the white dots. I might do a white smile though. Oh, that would be cute. We're going to take our little tiny detail blue brush that we had to use, that we used earlier. Get it a little wet. We're just going to do a little line. Right. And it's okay if it's a little big because we're going to cover it with a little bit of black. And if you want, you can take this white and you can add some highlight to his branches. Or your hairy eyebrows. Like I just did. You know. Add some light, add some color, add some lightheartedness. That's what I think the white brings to this. Helps out that whimsical nature of his. And down to the neck. I feel it shows him moving more. That could just be my perception of it. Now, when we're letting the eyeballs dry, we are going to take our handy dandy little detail brush and we're going to go in with the blue. I want to paint headphones on him. How cute would the headphones be? Now you can make any color headphones you want. You want hot pink headphones? Go hot pink headphones. You want red ones? Go red ones. I was thinking blue. I was trying to stick with a theme of primarily only using, blues, greens, and yellows, but you can use whatever color you want. You could have him have a gold headset. I know it was a little crazy there. All right, so we are going to do an earpiece that hopefully doesn't look like earmuffs, which I'm sure it will. Okay, kind of looks like Frankenstein Groot there. Oh my goodness. All right, we're doing the same over here. All right. We're gonna take our pen or doohickey, our paintbrush, and you're gonna connect the two. Now this is where you gotta be careful because you don't want to cover your black. So I'm trying to angle myself so I can see. We're just gonna go right there. And on over. You don't want to cover your pretty leaves you just made. Get as close as you can. Alright. Let's square out these headphones a little bit more. He has headphones on. What about some musical notes? Let's see. Let's do... I have no idea anything about musical notes. I just know how to kind of draw them. Ooh, I got the perfect thing for this. We're just going to leave those that be. And we're going to come back with blue gems. Gems! Alright. Another musical note right here. Alright, I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about this guy. Alright, let's see. Where are my blue gems? I just had them not that long ago. It's peculiar. I have my heart gems. I have my other gems, but I don't have my blue gems. I have blue pearl gems. Ah, here they are. They were hiding in the gems. I normally do these last, but glitter is always the last. And these guys, because they're waiting for other stuff to dry, I just have to do. I was trying to figure out how I could bring gems into the mix. I think this is just perfect. Right, this guy right there. Oh, I'm so excited. Doesn't it look cute? Okay, and if little boys or any little girls are like, Groot doesn't need any gems, he doesn't need to be shiny, he's fine the way he is. Totally get it. Don't add blue. Don't add gems. Very simple. You might not have them either, and that's completely fine. I have them, so I'm using them. Right. And we're gonna square off these headphones to make them a little bit more. I'm going to it's outlining, but I'm going to underline. Don't forget to blink. Your contacts may fall out of your head. Okay, now we just need to outline the other guy. Oh, that's a big old outline. It's okay. You can even it out. And that's an even bigger outline. It's okay. Here's the thing. The only one that's going to judge me is you. Or me. But I think he looks cute. I'm going to take their same tiny detail brush. And we're going to make sure we wipe up all the extra. And we're just going to swirl it. There's a little bit of black. And we're going to get up close and even more personal. Because we're going to do his mouth. Right. So he has... he's just the happiest little guy. And it's such a small detail, no one's going to really notice. Unless they're up in your face like you are with me right now. Alright. Okay, now for the eyes! Now for those, we're going to take our smaller little detail brush. Wish I had a smaller one. We'll use this guy. Alright, so you're going to clean off your brush, or take one of your clean brushes. You're going to get them wet, you're going to get just a little bit of it wet. And then you're going to, ooh! That's why you clean your brushes. Don't mess with let's get a clean one now. Don't mess with your pure white. Alright. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go dab, 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 dab. And we have one big white dot on each eye. And then a smaller one for his like cartoony, dreamy eye looks. Yes, I said dreamy eye looks. You ever looked into his eyes? They're super dreamy. Alright, we're gonna go black and black. Ooh, that looks a little creepy. Let's see if you can. That's okay. It's okay. Now we're going to take our tiny brush. Make sure you clean it properly this time, not like me. Alright. I'm just swirling it an extra, because if you notice, I don't know if you can, the water gets built up in the sides of the face paint. So if you ever just need a little bit of face paint, I normally just twirl my brush in the corner. Alright, so let's fix this eye. Alright, I think that's as good as we're gonna get with that eye. I think you can add a couple of swirlies. If you want. A couple dots. Because he's in a dance of motion. He is having too much fun. You don't care about no thick lines. He's just having fun. And what's wrong with that? Kind of makes me want to watch the movie now. I feel like doing this kind of adds movement to his branches. Like this. Whoosh. All right, I'm sad to say, I think we're done with Groot. That's my favorite last thing to do. Glitter. Glitter. We are going to glitter him up. Our poofy glitter. So all of our paints are water activated. Our paint, all of my paint is water activated. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, you don't want to drown yourself because you don't want the paint to start running. You just want to moisten. I feel like my cheek isn't moist enough. Ready? All right. Oh. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Kind of want more glitter, but then I look at my hair and all of it's in my hair. So we have our couple of gems. We have his dancing hands. Groot is going back and forth to the music. All right. Well, I am going to go into my work meeting like this. You know, my 10 o'clock work meeting. You know, after I eat my breakfast, of course. Breakfast is important. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to tell me who your favorite Guardian of the Galaxy is, I'd be happy to hear it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Groot. Or the one guy that David Batista, I think that's his name, he plays. I think he's funny. So that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed Dancing Groot. And I look forward to seeing you guys possibly at noon. We're doing kitty cats. So yeah, all right, well bye guys, see you later.